In a relationship, have you ever experienced uncontrollable feelings? If this sounds like you, then you should stay for the whole thing. A select few guys have mastered the art of producing a seductive aura that attracts women. If you have ever longed for that kind of allure, it just boils down to implementing a few key changes in your daily schedule. After watching this film, you'll understand how to manipulate any woman. Greetings from Zeey Taxi. We love to share relationship tips, tactics, and ideas on this channel to help you get better. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and give the YouTube algorithm a high five for this video. Now, without further ado, let's begin. 8. Keep up your abundant thinking. Gentlemen, please listen. One of the most crucial qualities a man of his stature and influence should possess is the right mindset. Here, I'm not just talking about optimism, I'm also talking about embracing an attitude of abundance. Instead of believing that there is one perfect companion out there, imagine a world full of opportunities and many connections that are just waiting to be made. That sounds liberated, doesn't it? But here's the catch. If you want to attract the most amazing women, your mindset needs to be on target. Not just in your romantic pursuits, but in every area of your life, be a constructive influence. Put your own personal growth first. Whether it's exercising, learning a new skill, or simply becoming more proficient in conversation, every small thing counts. Magic occurs when your focus shifts. You'll find that instead of chasing women, you are the one who attracts them. The more you invest in yourself, the more you'll feel drawn to others. And trust me when I tell that people will follow you instead of the other way around if you are doing well. 7. Take a back seat. Do you ever notice how sometimes it seems like ladies know precisely when to press the right buttons? It serves as a form of assessment to determine your reaction. But always remember the golden rule. Do not accept the bait. The moment you let it seep into your skin, you are playing right into their hands. If you truly want to gain authority and show that you are different from everyone else, you have to master the art of being silent. It's not about being distant or cold, it's about maintaining your poise. Put James Bond in a precarious situation. He never lets his guard down, no matter what is hurled at him. It is when you don't react quickly to everything that you start to become intrigued. She may be wondering why he's not being upset. Is he dating someone else? Am I not capturing his interest enough? That's when things start to change, my friend. Suddenly, you are not the one seeking validation. She really is. But here's where the issue lies. It's not related to gaming at all. It's about proving that you are grounded, confident, and in control of your emotions. It is really challenging. But if you nail this, you'll no longer be merely participating in the game, instead, you'll be winning it. 6th, get used to saying no. Have you ever found yourself nodding along and taking something you didn't really want because you were afraid to say no, especially to a woman you were interested in? Even though we've all been there, keeping saying yes isn't helping you. Contrary to popular opinion, saying no has a lot of power. It's not about being disagreeable, it's about proving that you have a backbone and that you know your worth. Confident rejection sends a very obvious message to women. He's the kind of man who is sharp but not easily moved. And I promise, that's attractive. It shows a man who is not just blindly following the herd. However, I'm not advocating that you turn down every request or put forth a lot of effort to get what you want. It all comes down to realizing your limitations, setting boundaries, and not being afraid to express them. Because when you do, it not only makes you feel more respectable to ladies, but it also makes you feel better about yourself. Five, set your own boundaries and restrictions. You have to be a man with boundaries and limits if you want to control any woman. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No matter what turns life takes, never let anyone, especially a fleeting romance, undermine the boundaries you have set for yourself. The purpose of having these limits is not to erect obstacles or to be aloof. It ultimately boils down to respect for oneself and one's own value. It's hard to overlook the unflinching assurance that comes from sticking to your principles. It proclaims, "I refuse to settle for anything less than who I am." Women find this to be incredibly appealing. Not because they want to be confined or in control, but rather because they admire a man who knows his worth and isn't easily moved. It communicates strength, integrity, and sincerity. When a woman realizes that you are not the type to allow just anyone to cross those limits, she will think this guy is unique. He's not going to let any old woman into his universe. 4. Get her to turn away before you proceed. You know that exhilarating moment when your eyes lock with a woman's and you are drawn to her? It's like a dance of looks, a silent dialogue. But if you can hold that gaze for just a little while longer, until she looks away first, the whole dynamic changes. You know, when you maintain that eye contact and she breaks it first, it conveys a subliminal but strong message. Her realization dawns on her, whoa, there's something else about this man's confidence, I couldn't hold his gaze. Establishing eye contact is exposing. It's like bringing a small piece of yourself with you. There is a shared moment and mutual appreciation when it is perpetuated by two people. However, if one person turns away first, it usually indicates a modest submission and acknowledges the other's presence and strength. It's not like you should let this turn into a battle for dominance in your relationships. Knowing these distinctions, though, could provide you a competitive edge, make you stand out, and help you be remembered. This way, instead of just making an impression, you leave a mark. 3. Exhibit ambiguity. I understand that our innate inclination in relationships is to seek clarification and to plan everything out. But what if accepting the uncertainty is where the real magic is found? Yes, what you heard was accurate. You just stop trying to dictate every conversation. Enjoy the journey and all of its twists and turns without giving your destination too much thought. When you live this way, you are always fully present and relish the spontaneity of each moment. You should believe me when I say that kind of presence is incredible. When she notices, she'll think, this guy is actually here with me, he's not trying to script our story. Accepting uncertainty not only opens up endless possibilities, but it also exudes a very seductive sense of openness and freedom. That's like letting a tale unfold naturally without forcing a predetermined ending on it. And that, my friend, is the essence of a high-value man. Number 2, proceed with confidence. Do you find her attractive and have considered asking her out, but you're unsure if the two of you are a good fit? Perhaps, just perhaps, she's waiting for you to make the first move, or perhaps she's just playing coy. This is your signal, buddy, to proceed with assurance. Now let's get one thing clear. Pressing through is not a display of confidence. Never try to make a woman feel anything you don't want her to feel. You'll instantly lose her respect for it. Instead, it's about showing her that you are a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it, a man who is respectful and caring. Start with the most minute details. A brief tap on the arm during a conversation. Give her a quick pat on the shoulder as she laughs, and tuck any stray hairs behind her ears if they fall on her face. These small actions are the first steps toward a deeper emotional and physical connection, but always be mindful of her reactions. If she's game, you can move forward a bit more boldly. When you're thinking about flirting, be real and playful. A light-hearted remark here, a perplexing glance there, and always, always, keep the tone light-hearted. Remember that merely expressing interest is insufficient. It all boils down to putting her at ease and earning her respect. Keep your freedom first and foremost. Someone who values his independence is someone who genuinely interacts with women and is a true man of power. you grasp it? It's great to be really smitten with someone, but you have to be careful not to let it crush your identity. Being utterly infatuated with her? Wonderful. But can you still remember turning her into the center of rotation for your universe? Not up to par. It could seem dreamy and like out of a movie at first glance. But it could be an issue if it occurs too soon. Why is that? Starting to prioritize your needs and wants over your own is not sustainable. And when you can't keep up the pace, disappointment sets in. Continue to be passionate about your goals, interests, and hobbies. Engage in activities that will help preserve them, such as launching your own company, playing music, going on weekend hikes, or watching movies with your pals. She is a very essential part of your life, but she is not the entirety of it, and you need to let her know that. And what's this? Women appreciate that. They are attracted to men who live well-rounded lives and don't try to change who they are to please them. If she contacts you on the spur of the moment to go on a date, don't cancel your arrangements with your group. Once more, don't. Instead, politely and sincerely let her know what's expected of you. Give them a different time that works for them both. This shows that you value her time as much as your own. Your independence demonstrates your value as a person. It's a sign that you are whole in and of yourself, and that you have opted to share rather than end your existence. And that, my friend, is a magnet for genuine, enduring attraction. If you've read this far, kindly leave a 100% positive comment below to verify that you have learned everything there is to know. I appreciate you watching.